Data is the new oil, and moving data efficiently is the key to unlocking business insights. But as a project manager, do you really need to understand Azure Data Factory? Absolutely. Stick around as we break down ADF in a way that helps you manage projects effectively without getting lost in the weeds. So let's dive in. Before we jump into the details, let's break it down simply. Imagine you're managing an international supply chain for a company. You need to collect raw materials, data, move them through processing plants, data pipelines, and deliver a final product, insights, to your business teams. But here's the problem. Your raw materials are scattered all over the world, and each supplier speaks a different language. That's exactly how data works in modern businesses. Some data is stored in on-prem databases. Some is in cloud storage, Azure Blob, Amazon S3, Google Cloud Storage. Some comes from APIs, IoT sensors, or external SaaS platforms. Manually transferring this data is inefficient, error-prone, and not scalable for enterprise operations. That's where Azure Data Factory, ADF, comes in. It is Microsoft's cloud-based data integration service. Think of it as a tool that moves and transforms data from one place to another. It's especially powerful for handling big data from multiple sources. As a project manager, your role isn't to code, but you're still accountable for data project success. If your team struggles with delayed reports, integration failures, or ballooning cloud costs, it's time to pay attention to Azure Data Factory, ADF. Think of ADF as an automated assembly line for data. Instead of manually collecting and transforming data, ADF does it for you. This means faster decision-making. Your stakeholders get real-time insights, not outdated spreadsheets. Less manual work. No more scrambling to move data between systems. Cost efficiency. ADF automates tasks, reducing engineering hours. Bottom line, you don't need to be a developer to manage ADF projects, but understanding its impact can help you deliver on time, stay within budget, and keep stakeholders happy. Next, let's break down the key concepts of ADF that every PM should know. Let's get one thing straight. You don't need to be a developer to manage Azure Data Factory, ADF, projects. But understanding a few key concepts will help you ask the right questions, mitigate risks, and ensure project success. Here are the top 3 ADF concepts every project manager should know. Concept 1. Pipelines, the backbone of ADF. Think of an ADF pipeline as an automated assembly line for your data. A pipeline is a series of steps that move and transform data before delivering it to its final destination. For PMs, this means understanding the workflow. Each pipeline consists of activities, steps, like copying, transforming, or loading data. Tracking pipeline performance. You'll want to monitor whether pipelines run on time and within budget. Knowing pipeline dependencies. If one pipeline fails, it could delay your entire project timeline. Concept 2. Dataflows. Transforming raw data into insights. Raw data is messy and unusable. Imagine trying to drink water straight from a river. It's full of dirt and impurities. Dataflows in ADF clean and refine the data, so it's useful for analysis. For PMs, this means understanding transformation needs. What kind of data cleaning is needed? Identifying bottlenecks. Complex transformations can slow down pipelines. Tracking transformation costs. Heavy data transformations can increase cloud costs. Concept 3. Triggers and monitoring. keeping data pipelines on schedule. Imagine you need a report every morning at 8 a.m. Instead of manually running the pipeline, ADF allows you to schedule it automatically using triggers for PMs. This means avoiding missed deadlines, ensuring pipelines run on time, setting up error alerts, getting notified when something breaks, tracking performance logs, understanding delays, and optimizing runs. By understanding pipelines, data flows, and triggers, you'll be able to manage data projects efficiently, reduce risks, and ensure smooth execution. Up next, we'll cover common pitfalls PMs should watch out for when managing ADF projects. Even the most powerful data pipelines can fail if not set up and managed properly. As a project manager, you need to spot red flags early before they turn into costly mistakes. Let's break down the most common ADF pitfalls and how to avoid them. Pitfall number 1: lack of clear data mapping. One of the biggest mistakes teams make is not defining clear data mapping before setting up ADF pipelines. Without it, you'll end up with missing, duplicated, or corrupted data, which delays your project. How to avoid it? Work with your data team to create a clear source-to-destination data map. Define transformation rules up front to avoid surprises later. Pitfall number 2: inefficient pipeline design equals high costs. Azure Data Factory charges based on execution time. If your pipelines run too frequently or process unnecessary data, you'll blow your budget quickly. How to avoid it? Use event-driven triggers instead of running pipelines on a fixed schedule. Optimize data selection. Process only the data that has changed, not the entire dataset. Pitfall number 3: no error handling or monitoring in place. Imagine a pipeline fails, but no one notices until days later. This can lead to outdated reports, missed deadlines, and frustrated stakeholders. How to avoid it? Enable monitoring and alerts to detect failures instantly. Set up automated retries so minor errors don't disrupt the entire process. By avoiding these common pitfalls, you'll ensure faster project delivery, lower costs, and fewer disruptions. In the next section, we'll cover the best practices for managing ADF projects effectively. Managing ADF projects successfully isn't just about avoiding pitfalls. It's about implementing best practices that ensure scalability, efficiency, and reliability. Let's go over the top strategies to keep your data projects running like a well-oiled machine. Best practice number 1: establish clear roles and responsibilities. Without clear ownership, ADF projects can turn into a blame game. Define roles early to ensure smooth execution. Assign a data engineer to build and maintain pipelines. You as the project manager will oversee timeline, budget, and risk. Designate a data analyst to validate and consume the processed data. Best practice number 2: optimize pipeline scheduling for cost savings. Many teams waste money by running pipelines too frequently. Instead of using rigid schedules, leverage event-based triggers to optimize costs. Use event-driven triggers instead of fixed schedules. Run incremental loads instead of processing full datasets. Monitor cost impact of every pipeline execution. Best practice number 3: implement strong error handling and monitoring. A single pipeline failure can cause major disruptions. Set up alerts, retries, and monitoring to catch and fix issues before they impact business decisions. Enable real-time alerts for failed pipeline runs. Implement automated retry logic for transient failures. Set up error dashboards for quick issue resolution. By implementing these best practices, you'll ensure faster project delivery, lower cloud costs, and minimal disruptions. Want more insights on managing data projects effectively? Subscribe and turn on notifications for upcoming videos. Let's recap what we covered today. You learned about core ADF concepts like pipelines, data flows, and triggers, which help automate and transform your data. We highlighted common pitfalls like unclear data mapping or inefficient pipeline scheduling and showed you how to avoid them. And we gave you best practices for managing ADF projects, from optimizing schedules to setting up real-time error monitoring. As a project manager, your role in leading ADF projects is crucial for success. Understanding the technical aspects empowers you to make better decisions, reduce risks, and keep your project on time and within budget. Remember, effective data projects rely on a strong foundation of clear roles, smart pipeline design, and proactive monitoring. With these strategies, you'll be well equipped to manage ADF projects like a pro.